Hello, Gamereactor friends. We just got out from the PC gaming show. It was 1.5 hours of full of interesting PC titles, both indie games and AAA games, and of course also some VR stuff shown here. There's a lot of announcements and new trailers, new footage, new gameplay. We can't tell you about everything now, but of course we've got some personal highlights. But first of all, there's a nice and interesting message for PC gamers. It's a great time to be a PC gamer, and at the show, on stage, there was Warren Spector, who had this message to share with the audience. And I think he was completely right that we wanted to kill the PC gaming so many times before, and now it's better than ever. It's a new golden age for PC gamers, and of course, it's been growing and growing. The hardware is there, and the social stuff, Facebook, and both streaming and other media is making this bigger than ever, and everything starts on PC anyway. So let's take a look at the announcements. First of all, I have to mention this. That was really nice that people right from the Microsoft conference, which was right before, came here, for example, to show Halo Wars 2. And they wanted to show that despite having the Xbox and Windows 10 focus, of course, they're developing a really focused PC version as well. They're taking care of the controls, and they want to make the PC version as a home of real-time strategy games, like one of the, properly catering for the PC audience. And then we had the Deus Ex Mankind Divided developers as well. So this is not anymore titles just for the big console conferences, but also trying to show PC gamers how they look and how they play on PC. And they were showing the first level of the game, which is set in Dubai. Then, a lot of announcements, as we said. The Killing Floor 2 guys shown the game, the brutal action game, which is going to be complete this fall. This was the announcement. The final game, of course, you will be able to play this fall. But new content is available right now. But for me, it was even more interesting that they showed Incursion, Killing Floor Incursion, which is being developed for the Oculus Touch, and it's got a scary touch to it. It really looks like this virtual reality horror experience. It's going to be really creepy, and you use the two Oculus Touch hands in order to shoot and defend yourself. And it got this interesting mechanic where you could switch the weapon from one hand to the other hand. And I don't know how they're implementing that. And also they talked about the challenge of implementing or recreating the recoil from the weapons in a virtual reality environment. Then, talking about the virtual reality things, and first-person shooters, there was a mention to Superhot, which, as you know, is the name of both the developer and the game of this bullet time shooter in first person, in which the time moves when you move. Of course, this makes a lot of sense in virtual reality, and they shown the game for the first time. How can you dodge bullets and move in virtual reality? That was rather interesting. Then we have, we're still in first person, we have the Observer from Blooper Team, creators of Layers of Fear. This is interesting as well. You can hack into memories, and this has like a Matrix-like kind of setting, but in Eastern Europe, and you play as a detective, so it's really nice. You have to hack into memories and then try to find your info for your investigation. One of the highlights, of course. And then you can run into some twisted stuff as well, so this might be scary. Then the Arma 3 developers, Bohemia Interactive, shown Apex, which is the new 4-player co-op campaign, which goes out on July the 3rd, the 11th, so it's right around the corner. And then they've shown the first teaser for that. Then another highlight for me personally was the Turing test, which obviously is about the usual artificial intelligence question of can a robot being have a mind or a life, but it's actually a first-person puzzle, not a shooter. You have your weapons, but it's kind of similar to Portal, that you have to keep solving puzzles and interacting with gadgets and robots and little mechanical creatures. Another one. So, and last highlight for me, we just filmed a separate interview on this. It's Dual Universe. This is a open world space sim in which you can do pretty much everything. You can create your spaceship. You can fly around. You can do some some trade, and you can harvest resources. You can sell them. And developers say that they aim to have millions of people sharing the same world at the same time. But for that, for Dual Universe, we're going to have this separate interview with more info. And as a final recap of all the things announced, of course, we got the teaser for Oxygen Not Included, the new game from Clay developers. There's Church, there's Lawbreakers new level, new map. There's Serious Sam in VR, which was really well received by the audience. There was Vampire, new gameplay from the creators of Life is Strange. And remember me, that this looks, of course, much darker with all the vampire environment and the setting, and it looks bloody. They're back to the combat. It's not a peaceful adventure anymore. It's more like a combat game, and it reminds me of Castlevania. Then there's Tyranny from Obsidian Studios, the new RPG after Pillars of Eternity. Day of Infamy, which is a World War I shooter with a different style. We've seen some black and white environments or settings. I don't know if they're keeping that graphic style for the final game, but that looked cool. And of course, Dawn of War. The new Dawn of War 3, there was new footage, but we got hands-on impressions on site. You can check them out for more info. So, lot of PC games shown here. Check Gamereactor for more info on every single one of them. Thanks for watching.